Hey everyone, my name is Caleb Kapner. I'm the creator of 187 News. I wanted to make this video to give you guys an update on some of the topics I covered in my video and also an update on what's going on with the channel. So the first thing I want to tell you is that in my video I talk about a guy named Sitawa Nantambu Jamaa and how he was approved for medical parole in 2020. So he was approved for parole, but he was violated, and right now he's currently at California healthcare facility where he's actually alleged further rights abuses. So the other thing I want to tell you guys is, in my video I talk about a couple guards at New Folsom Prison who were convicted for their role in a cover-up of an assault on an inmate named Ronnie Price. So late last year, a third guard, a former sergeant at the prison named Brenda Vila, was charged for her role in the cover-up as well, but documents do indicate that even more guards were involved. So finally, there's the situation with Todd Ashker. About 2 months ago, a federal judge ruled that prison officials had retaliated against Todd Ashker for his role in the settlement and the hunger strikes. Now, if you're at all inclined, I encourage you to look through this court order. I'll include a link to it in the description. What it shows is that high-level officials from CDCR headquarters interfered with standard procedure at Kern Valley State Prison to keep Todd Ashker in solitary confinement. There's a lot of information in that court order that's actually blacked out, but if you go to Ashker v. Pfeiffer, which is a separate lawsuit that Ashker filed, you can actually fill a lot of that in. And what this shows is kind of systematic top-down corruption to retaliate against Todd Ashker for his role in the movement. To me, this lends credence to the claims that other movement organizers have been making ever since being released from solitary. And that kind of brings me to my next topic. So in my first video I said there was a lot more to this story and that there would be more coming soon. Now the reason I haven't put anything else out so far is that I'm currently trying to develop this story into a professional grade documentary series. And getting this thing off the ground is a very time consuming process, but there is a lot in the works. And I want to ask everyone out there, if you or someone you know has involvement or connections with this story, please reach out to me at Tips.ThinkStraightFilms@gmail.com. Furthermore, if you want to support this project at all, I'm setting up a Patreon, which you can find a link to in the description of this video. We don't expect to get a ton from this, but what we do get right now will go towards cameras and audio equipment so that we can conduct high quality interviews with signatories of the agreement to end hostilities, hopefully starting with Todd Ashker. As for this channel, in the next few weeks I'm going to put up a video that covers gang politics in the state of Utah where I'm at. There have been a few other YouTubers that have discussed that before, but what I'm going to put together I think will be a little more in depth. Lastly, I'm going to repost a censored version of my first video because after YouTube put an age restriction on it, the views just stopped coming in. So it'll be exactly the same, just with the violence blurred out and a few swear words muted. If you guys can, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and shared that one too, so that it can spread around like the last one did before the restriction. I think that about wraps it up, so if you check the description, you'll find the links to the documents I mentioned as well as the Patreon. And please stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you then.